Hey y'all, it's Crystal from Triple C Creations Crafting here in North Georgia, and I have been working on the My Bright Life card pad that I cut apart here a few weeks ago, and I'll link that video down below. So I deconstructed that pad. It was a 6x6 pad, and it was started out with 36 papers. I had used a few. I think I'd taken out some, but I cut everything into A2 size card bases and then made some embellishments. I didn't actually have any I had not bought any embellishments that matched this one. So it was just what came in the card pack, the cut aparts. I did have some other cut aparts I thought that kind of matched, and I pulled them out. I don't know that I used many of them, but I've still not used all of this. So let me show you what I've got left. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full card bases, and then some scraps. I've used all the flowers I've made. I had a couple of like borders that I'd use border punches on, and honestly, I'm just tired of making these cards. No, I was actually running out of my embellishments that I had made, and I'm down to, let me show you the paper I've got left. These are all gold foils, and really these are good. These would go good with anything. So I'm just going to hold on to these, and I'm going to use them with some other papers to make cards. This one I've been cutting off strips. I'll show you what I did with that. I used it as a trim. So I'm down to this. I don't have any other kind of like specific prints from the pad to put these with, and I could just, honestly, I could just do a card base with this, but I don't want to. I'm going to save these. I really like this wood grain. I've got to do a wood grain swap for one of my Facebook groups, and so I may use some of this for that. But anyway, so I've got that. I've got a few. This is actually where I cut up the cover of the paper pad a minute ago for these flags, and really, you know, that's it. But I will say I got a lot more cards because I used some card bases that already had foil on it, because a lot of my papers had gold foil in them, and you know, I had these gold foil pieces left. So here, several years ago, on one of my trips to Walmart, the same one, if you've watched any of my videos, the same one where I got these for like $3. And I got white envelopes for 50 cents for 50 of them. So they had these card sets that are all gold foil, and this is some of them. Hello, kind of triangles, flowers. There's some polka dot. There was a bunch in it, and I think I bought 4 or 5 of the sets of 50 each. And I haven't really done a whole lot with them. So I used some of these as my card bases, which meant, like, I already had a background. I didn't have to add a whole lot to it. So I've gotten 30 cards, and that's, I've added something to the inside of the card, and I've added something to the envelope. I'm not going to go through and show you all that. I'm just going to go through and show you the cards that I made. So I'm going to try to speed it up a little bit so it won't take quite as long. Okay, like take 6 for this because my family keeps interrupting. I'm not going to fast forward this because I do want to talk through this. So for some of these, I used the method where you pick out 3 pieces of paper and you cut them, stack them up, cut them all at once, and then you mix them up and you end up with 3 card fronts. So I'm going to turn these. Let's see. Yeah. So if I turn them all like this, then you see that I have this top triangle, and then I have this piece at the bottom that's kind of wonky, and then a large triangle here. So I stacked these 3 up, cut them all at once, and that's how I got those card bases. And I did that, I think, 3 different times. So I did the same thing with this set. And then this really makes it go fast when you are, when you're making up a bunch of cards. You can do it kind of, not production style, I guess. Maybe, I don't know, assembly line style, because you can make your card fronts and then you can just sit and make your embellishments, and then it's a matter of just putting an embellishment on the card. I also sometimes I use washi tape to join these. I also used some of this, this gold paper. I would just cut off a strip of this, and it was pretty easy to get this straight because of the dots, and I would use it to join. So that really added to it. I like that, and that's ended up being what I used that cardstock for, that last piece. And here's another one. Use the polka dots. Really like, you don't want to use too much busy paper. And this was a set, this didn't have a lot of busy paper. So this worked out really well. I had some solids, I had the golds. So this worked well for it, I thought. Also did, instead of 3 pieces, I did 2 pieces where I just cut them on an angle, mix them up, and then you've got 2 card fronts. And I really struggled using this striped paper. So that was how I used some of it. Another way that I used it, and I don't know how I ended up with getting 3 out. I do know how, because this middle piece right here is not solid underneath. So I was able to kind of scrap it together and match it up, and ended up with these 2 kind of similar cards, because I really struggled, like I said, with that stripes. So when I found something that worked, I went with it. And I think on these 2, I did the same thing as far as cutting it and then mixing up the pieces. And then I ended up with another one very similar. You can tell I like these cards, these papers together. But this is actually 2 of the pieces of scraps, and then I used another piece to kind of cover up the gap. Let's see, these are just some more scraps that I used. I did pull a piece of orange from my my scrap box. Didn't have any other orange in any of the cards, but there is quite a bit of orange in this cooking pattern. So there's some more scraps. And then these are ones, I only did 1 in the craft, but I thought that the kitchen kind of went with the craft. And then the rest of these are the ones that I used, the gold foil card bases that I had bought at Walmart. So I'm just going to go through, some of them I would just put an embellishment on, some of them I would add a scrap piece and then an embellishment. So I'm just going to kind of go through these. I'm just going to stack them up. Used a strip there and then an embellishment. Used a ticket. I made a ticket out of that one, and I did pull these out of my some flowers I had already made too. All blue and gold theme there. And that one I just added an embellishment to it. That was it. There's the hello card. That one's kind of, I haven't used a lot of those, but I mean really you just need an embellishment on it. So 30 cards, I'm going to put these in sets of 6, and then I will tie them up. I'll have to find something matching. I may end up using some of these to make some tags. So I will have I'll have 5 sets of 6 cards that I will tie up and put a gift tag on for presents. So I'll show you those when they're finished. So here's my final sets with the tied up and with their tags on it. I had a couple of tags that were made. They have this metal ring around them. I need to just make up some more of those. I found those in the pliers at a yard sale one time, and I should just make them up so that I can use them. But I got 5 gift sets out of 30 cards. That was one 6x6 paper pad I had deconstructed, chopped it up, and have very few scraps left. So I really enjoyed that. I think I'm gonna take a break from making cards, because man, I have made a bunch here lately, it feels like. And because when I start, I just want to do them all. And I think I'm going to chop up some more paper now and get some more kits ready to go. Man, if I took a trip right now, I wouldn't have anything to take with me. So I better get busy on that. Make sure you hit the like button. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Until next time.